was the last topic in mathematics?
Standard form.
Standard form, very good. So I'm going to be sharing the screen with you now. Then I'll be asking you some questions. So just get yourself ready. So standard form revision. So now we're going to be revising with some questions, after which we will move into addition and subtraction of standard form and see what we need to do. So the first question, number one, say are you hearing me, Tracy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I want to write the first question as but you will tell me how to convert between standard form and ordinary form of numbers. So for example, if I have 2058,058, I want to change it to standard form. This is going to give me 2.058 times 10 raised to 3. And if I have something like 0.00258, I want to change it to standard form. It's going to become 2.58 times 10 raised to power minus 3. And that's number A, B. Now to the third one, if I have something like, let's say I have 1.36 times 10 raised to power 6. This is going to be 136. It's going to be 136,0000. Simply because if I change this to standard form, it's going to give me what is on the left hand side here. So that means the point happens to be here, and the point has been moved to the front of this one. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 1.36 there. So this is how to change it to ordinary form from standard form. Is that taken now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me do one more under that. Let's assume you have 2.435 times 10 raised to power 5. This is going to be 2, 4, 3, 5. Since I have removed the point from it and I have taken how many steps? 1, 2, 3. I remove 3, then I add 2 zeros. 2 zeros. So that if I want to change this back to standard form, it's just going to be 2.435. Then I'll count the steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5. Now, let me solve one more, then I begin to ask you the one you're going to answer for me. Let's assume you have something like 3.801 times 10 raised to power minus 2. So the moment you see minus 2, simply means you are introducing 20 before the first number, and that is going to be 0.03801. So that if you want to change it back to standard form, it's going to be 1, 2. That's 3.801. Then you're going to say raised to power minus 2 because of the counting to the right 2 steps. Now over to you now. The question I have for you, if I have anything like, let's say I have 16801, I want to change it to standard form. So Tracy, let me hear from you. What is 1601 in standard form?
Is 1 point.
So 1 point, yes.
60. What am I doing? Yes.
So it's 1 point what? 1 point what?
608.
This is not 60.
Sorry.
6 what? Yes, go ahead.
801.
Yes.
Times 10. Where's the power? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the power 4?
That's powerful. So now that is correct. If you want to change something like 2.05 times 10 raised to power 7 to ordinary form, what are you going to write?
2.05.
I mean, this is already standard form. You want to change it to ordinary form.
It's 205.
205.
0, 0.
How many zeros now?
5.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because you have removed 2 steps, so you remove 2 from here, then add 5 zeros, and that is correct. Now, the next one, let's assume you have something like this, 6.3015 times 10 raised to power 3. What will this become in ordinary form?
63015.
What do you say?
I said 63015. 5.
No, that is not correct. So it is 6301.5. Why did I put points there? It's because there are just 3 here. So you just move the point only 3 times. Is that taken?
Yes, sir.
So at the bin there are 7. If this is 7, then you have to count the 4, then add 3 zeros. Is that taken?
Yes, sir.
Now, so the next one is I. Let's say you have something like 2.1 times 10 raised to power minus 1. What will be my answer in ordinary?
2, 1. Just 1.
No, that is not correct. When I wanted to change this to whatever, I said because of minus 2, introduce 2 zeros. So introduce only 1 zero here. That is 0.21. So let me divide the page and rewrite more samples here before we move to any other thing. So I, J, K, L, so that is funny. I want to clean this and do this. Now, so to the option J now, to the next question. Let's assume you have this one, which is 2.0081 times 10 raised to power minus 6. What would this become in ordinary form?
0.60. 0.050. Yeah.
Then what next?
Then 281. Oh, sorry, 200. 81.
81. Now let's assume you have sorry, K. So let's assume you have this next one that says 8.8 times 10 raised to power minus 2. So what would be my answer?
0.0.
0.088.
88.
That is correct. So We are through with the first aspect of today's class. Let us now move to the next aspect, which is adding and subtracting numbers in standard. So addition and subtraction of numbers in standard form, and subtraction of numbers in standard form, and subtraction of numbers in standard form. Okay, we're going to be looking at a few questions now on how to add and subtract numbers in standard form. Let's assume you have a sample. You want to add these numbers together. 2.01 times 10 raised to the power 6 plus 1.2 times 10 raised to the power 4. Now, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So, do you think I am correct if I just add 2.01 and 1.2 together?
No.
Why? Why do you
You
think?
need to change it. You need to change it to ordinary form first.
Okay, I should change the first to ordinary form, change the second to ordinary form. I add it together, then take it back to standard form. Is that not so?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is going to be a longer process. So, but definitely I am not right if I say 2.01 plus 1.2. No, because they have different number of zeros behind them in terms of this power. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
So what am I supposed to do? I have two options. The only option I have is to make the power to become the same thing, but the powers are not the same. What is the power here?
6.
And what is the power here?
4.
So it's either I make them to become 6 without changing the number itself, or I make them to become 4. So I'm going to show you now how you're going to do that. Let's say, okay, choose one. Should I make it 6 or should I make it 4?
Okay.
Choose
4.
one. So you mean I should
4,
make them 4 here, 4 here. So if I'm going to make the 2 4, that means I will not do anything to the one that's already 4. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So it's only the one that is 6 I want to turn to be 4. So that means you are saying that I should change this times 10 raised to the power 6 to become times 10 raised to the power 4. That means I am throwing away 2 zeros here. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So if I'm throwing away the 2 zeros, then I must increase these 2 steps. Is that taken?
Okay, sir.
That is going to be 201. Okay?
Okay.
Instead of 2.01. Then this becomes 1.2 times 10 raised to the power 4 also. So you can now see that they have the same power. Let's assume this is the number that I give you that you should change to standard form. You are just going to say 2.01, yes or no?
Yes.
Then the times 10 raised to the power 2 will now multiply the times 10 raised to the power 4. Then you can add the 2 and 4 on the 10s, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
To give you the 10 raised to the power 6. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, now that they have the same power, I can factorize and say take common power of 4 and go ahead and add what you have, 201 plus 1.2. Is that clear now?
Yes, sir.
So I can now say 201 then 1.2. That means this is 0.0. Then I have this 2 points. I have 2 here, 0. So my answer is going to be 202.2. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this is 202.2. So I have 202.2 times 10 raised to the power 4. But you agree with me that this is not perfectly well in standard form, because for every standard form, you should have only one number before the point. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So what am I going to do now? I'm going to say this is 2.022 times 10 raised to the power 6. Where did I get 6 from? Yes, where did I
I
get
don't
6?
know.
Yes, but what was the power that was there?
It was 4.
So, and this was 202, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But I changed it to become 2.02, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So how many steps have I moved the point?
2.
That's where I got 2 that I added to 4 from 6.
Oh,
I explained it the other time when I was telling you about how this one became whatever I want to turn it back. So that is that about that. That is the perfect way to do this. Now let us go ahead and do the same thing if it were to be subtraction of the same number. Let me clear this side. Let's say you were asked to subtract 2.01 times 10 raised to the power 6 and say minus 1.2 times 10 raised to the power 4. So let us see what that is going to be. So I rule the page. So for number 2, we have 2.01 times 10 raised to the power 6 minus 1.2 times 10 raised to the power 4. Again, I will be wrong if I just go ahead and say 2.01 minus 1.2. Is that taken?
yes, sir.
So all I need to do is this. I will change it to whatever. So let me pick 6 this time around. 2.01 times 10 raised to the power 6 is there. Then I want to turn this one to be 6. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So if I'm turning this to be 6, if I'm adding 2 to this, then I must move this forward twice. The point, I must move it forward twice, okay? I mean backwards,
Yes.
to the back of this one. So that is going to be minus 0.012 times 10 raised to the power 6. Because if we want to change this one back to standard form, it's just going to be 1, 2. That will be 1.2 times 10 raised to the power minus 2 and 6. And minus 2 plus 6 will give me what?
So, minus 2 plus 6 will give you
Give me what?
minus 4.
No, it's 4.
Minus 2 plus 6.
That is
I
positive
said
4.
4 just.
That is positive 4, okay?
Oh, okay.
So minus 2, this one, if I want to change it to standard form, become 1.2, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Then times 10 raised to the power minus 2, yes or no? Where did I get the minus 2 from? It is 0.012. If I change it to 1.2, then that means I've moved the point how many steps to the right? Twice.
2.
And that is that negative or positive?
Positive.
It's negative.
Sorry, negative.
When you're moving it to the right, it's negative. So that negative 2, then add it to positive 6. You have positive 4. So that is what I'm trying to explain. Now they have power of 6, factorized power of 6, 10 raised to the power 6, then 2.01 minus this 2.01 minus 0.012. So let's subtract again. 2.01 minus 0.012. That means there should be 0 here. What is 10 minus 2?
8.
Then this is 0 minus 1. It's not possible. You borrow 1 again. What is 10 minus 1? 9.
9.
And this is 9 because of what you have borrowed. And this is 1 minus. That's 1. So 1.99. That means the answer is 1.998 times 10 raised to the power 6. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is how to subtract numbers or to add numbers in standard form. So I'm going to give you some questions to try before we end the class for today on mathematics. I'm going to give you some questions to try right now before we end the class for today. So get yourself ready. If I clear the screen, you're going to do this for me, classwork. Question 1, you have to add 2.65 times 10 raised to power 2 plus 2.03 times 10 raised to power 5. Then number 2, the noise over there is empty. Don't worry, I just mute your place now so that now 2.65 times 10 raised to power 2 plus 2.03 times 10 raised to power 5. Then the second one, I have 3.18 times 10 raised to power 4 minus 6.5 times 10 raised to power 2. So you have to do these two now and tell me your answer. I'm giving you a few minutes to do that. So once you are through, you let me know. You have 4 minutes more. You have 3 minutes more. So are you there now? 2.5 minutes more. So 1 minute more. So if you are through, just unmute yourself and let me know. Are you through now? Hello, Tracy, can you hear me? Unmute yourself now and talk. Yes, which one are you through with? Are you through with the first one?
Yes.
Okay, what do you get for the first one?
4 point.
4 point what?
608 times 10 raised to the power 2.
4.608 times 10 raised to power 2. 4.608 times 10 raised to power 2. And are you through with the second one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what do you get for the second answer?
3 point.
3.3.
3.3. Sorry, 3.2 times 10 raised to the power 2.
3.2 times 10 raised to power 2. Okay, let's check the solution together so that.
Sir.
You said what?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir.
All right. Now, Tracy, is that your answer?
No, sir. That you made a mistake, sir.
Okay.
It's 3
point what?
3.
3.3 times what?
No, 3.32, sorry.
3.32. Yes, times what?
10 raised to the power 2.
10 raised to power 2. Okay, let's look at the solution together so that we see whether the answers are correct or not. We're trying to add these two numbers that are in different powers of 10. So let's see the first one. We said we have any choice of either making it to become like the biggest power or like the smallest power. So here now, I prefer to use the biggest power 5. So I'm not going to tamper with this, but I'm going to turn this to power 5. If I'm adding to this power, then I must make this become smaller by introducing 3 zeros. That means the first one becomes 0.00265 times 10 raised to power 5, because I'm changing it to become 5, plus 0.03 times 10 raised to power 5 times 10 raised to power 5. So now that they have power of 5, what do I have to do? I have to add the two numbers together. So take common power of 10 raised to power 5 outside, then you add 2.03 plus 0.00265. We're going to add all of this, then the two numbers together, then that means it becomes 2.03 plus 0.00265. So adding this, that means there are some zeros at the top of this. So this is 5 plus 0 is 5, 0 plus 6 is 6, 0 plus 2 is 2, then this is 3, this is 0, 5, this is 2, this is 0. So now I will say the answer to this one is now 2.03265 times 10 raised to power 5. 2.03265 times 10 raised to power 5. So that is the answer. That makes this one to be nullified. That means you didn't even go through it well. So take note of that in case of next time. Then I'll clean this side so that I can provide the solution to the other questions. The other question, Gift, are you there? Are you getting it? Can't hear from Gift. Tracy, do you get that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now the next question, which is number 2, we want to subtract the power, 3.188 times 10 raised to the power 4 minus 6.5 times 10 raised to the power 2. So let me use the power of 4 so that I don't tamper with it, but I change this to 4 as well. So 3.18 times 10 raised to the power 4 minus something. I'm going to make this to become 4 by adding 2 zeros. Then by adding 2 to this, then I introduce 2 zeros there. So 0.065 times 10 raised to the power 4 again. So I have 10 raised to the power 4 outside as common to both sides, and I will say 3.18 minus 0.065. 3.18 minus 0.065. Again, 3.18 0.065. So I have a 0 here. Then 10 minus 5 is 5. 7 minus 1. Then this is 1. 5, this is 3. So your answer is finally going to be 3.115 times 10 raised to the power 4. So take note of that next time. And that is where we're going to be rounding up mathematics class. You're going to get your certificate. So, goodbye for now. I will send the link for the English